review. This is our very first episode. I'm glad you guys have decided to join us today. What is this channel? In this channel, I'm going to review Marvel cards and Marvel creations that have been created, mostly Marvel cards. But we're gonna go through each of these Marvel sets and kind of talk about them a little bit, give you guys some more information. And as an avid Marvel collector, kind of give you some insights. If you want to start collecting on your own, if you want to create your own Marvel collection, now's the time. I mean, this is the height of the popularity of Marvel. It's been more popular than it's ever been. You know, I started collecting these cards as a kid. Probably around 8 years old is when I received my very first Marvel comic card set, and I've been collecting a couple sets a year since I was 8 years old. You know, I'm now 35, and I have a lot of card sets, probably over 100 different card sets, and I want to take this time to go through with you on this journey together. And what am I going to focus on here? I'm going to focus mostly on the artwork. I'm going to talk about the cards themselves. And then I'm going to give a rating and give you guys an idea of, you know, if you're going to start a collection, where do you want to start? You know, how would I rate this as far as how awesome of a card set is it? Is it really cool? Or, you know, is it not that great? You know, is it something that you might not want to spend your money on? And then we'll talk about price and how much it's worth and where you can get these card sets from if you're interested in collecting, you know, how you would begin that collection. So today I have two sets for you. And in this video, we're going to talk about these two sets, starting with Marvel Silver Age. So this right here is Marvel Silver Age, and you can see it's got some amazing artwork. Now, this artwork right here, and one thing you'll notice about comic cards as you start to get into collecting them is sometimes you have what's called reprints, and sometimes you have original artworks that were made specifically for these cards. Now, for these cards right here, these are reprints. They're really good. This is made by a company called Rittenhouse Archives, and this set right here, Marvel Silver Age, was created in 2015. So it's a pretty recent set. So very, very high, you know, all these images right here that you see are reprinted from the original comics, but the set itself is brand new. You know, it's you know, got it in awesome condition. Whereas if you were trying to find an older set, you're starting with something that's a little bit nicer, you're going to have to pay a little bit more, and you don't really know what conditions it's in. So this is definitely a plus for getting this set. So let me just walk you through some aspects of this. This set is really cool because it goes through Avengers. It's actually called Avengers Silver Age. It goes through the Avengers comics pretty much from beginning to the end. And let me show you here kind of some features that this presents. I really like the color in this set. It's very, you know, basic colors, but it's not, you know, it's not shiny or anything, but it kind of really shows what the comics would have been like in its original colored form. Of course, when they first came out, a lot of them were black and white, but so right here we have, you know, one thing I noticed about this is I really like this bar. It's consistent across every card right here. And you can see that, you know, the colors change. So we have, you know, yellow, blue, red. That's the same thing on the next page, yellow, blue, red. So this theme kind of fits in with the entire series. Also, this is pretty interesting how they did this. What they've done here is they have, let me change my pin out here. So what they've done here is they have put in just kind of like a little headshot of these characters. Now, for this one, I was trying to kind of make sense of what was their reasoning for this. I guess it's just a design principle, you know, why they decided to go with these headshots here. The headshot doesn't necessarily relate to what's happening in the comic at this time. And sometimes it does. Sometimes the headshot matches up to what's going on. Like we can see Iron Man here, but sometimes it doesn't. You know, of course, Kang is here. Iron Man is here, but he's nowhere to be found in this image. So sometimes it's just totally random. Now down here it shows Baron Zemo in this bottom little headshot, but he's not in here. But on the back cover, it does show. Talk a little bit about Zemo. So it's kind of interesting. I like how they've done it. Now, they didn't really make use of the entire card. One thing is that this white border kind of goes around the entire card. It's pretty small. It takes up a little bit of room, you know, but on a lot of the card sets, you'll see the image going all the way to the end. So you really kind of get the best bang for your buck. And I also noticed that the headshots are a little bit different. You know, the Captain America headshot on this one's a little bit different from this angle, how he's seen here. So I thought that was cool. Pretty much, this is a straightforward set, as you can see in this. You know, as I go through each of these pages, that there's not really, you know, like a lot of common card sets that you'll see will have kind of special panels where maybe all the cards will fit together, or it'll focus on one character. Whereas this comic, the Silver Age, or this card set, the Silver Age, basically goes through the comics pretty much one at a time. Let me turn that one around there. So it goes through in sequential order. And I think the reason why it's designed this way is to kind of give people who are maybe Avengers fans a good way of being able to check out what happened in the story over time. Here you can see they've even brought in, you know, Magneto here. I guess their Avengers are having a run in with Magneto, which is pretty cool. So a lot of this mixes in with other Marvel characters, but it primarily centers on the Avengers. So pretty cool. I'm just going to go through these slowly so you can kind of see this whole set and kind of see if this is something you want to own or purchase on your own. I definitely, for me, I thought it was a good buy because, you know, I'm just an avid collector and I like looking at some of these old images. I never really read the comics as a kid. You know, I got into comics through card collecting. And so this is kind of really where my passion is when it comes to comics. Even though I do own some of the comics, especially I've been trying to go back and read them using what's called Marvel's Essentials, which covers a lot of the black and white comics. And it'll have, you know, like in one Marvel's Essential volume, it will have issue 1 through 50, and then volume 2 will have issue 51 through 70. So it's Marvel's Essentials is a great way to catch up on the comics if you're trying to read through the originals, but it doesn't necessarily give you a great idea of every comic that was created during that time. But you know, if you want to check it out, so let me show you the back, and so you can kind of see what the back of these cards are like. One thing I like about these cards is it does show a lot of original comic covers right here on the back, which is pretty cool. It'll tell you what comic this is from. So like this is from Avengers number, it actually goes in order. So if you like, is Avengers number 1 is the first card. That's card number 1. Avengers number 2, card number 2. So this comic actually follows most of the Avengers comics from beginning probably to about even tells the dates 1963 all the way probably to the 1970s. Because they would release one comic per month: September, November, January, March, May. Not necessarily every month, but you get the idea. This is pretty neat for somebody who wants to really catch up on the original Avengers story. I like how they gave a little bit more of information. If you look, this one talks about Lava Man. And so it goes into a little information about what's happening in this comic right here. But if you notice, it does say the original artist, for instance, or the writers, like the original writer was Stan Lee. The penciler was Jack Kirby. The cover artist was Jack Kirby, which is cool. But there's no original artwork done for this card because this card, again, is a reprint. So a lot of times on the back of these cards, it will show the artist who created the image for this card. On this case, it doesn't, because again, this is a reprint from Rittenhouse. Okay, so this is a really cool set. Again, this is called Avengers Silver Age. You can find this. So how much would this cost me? This is a very, very inexpensive set. This is a great set for somebody who wants to start off collecting comic cards because of how cheap it is. I believe I bought this set for about $10 on eBay and with free shipping. So it really is super, super cheap. A great way to get into card collecting. Pretty much anything that Rittenhouse puts out, and I'll make more videos later on for Rittenhouse's stuff that they've created, that they've reprinted, and they've also created some of their own artwork, but for the most part, it's reprints. But they're really good quality reprints, and a great way to start out your collection. Okay, let me move on to the second card set I would like to show you. And this card set is called Marvel Bronze Age. Okay, and this one is not just the Avengers, but goes through all of Marvel. In the Bronze Age, which it shows you right up here, if you want to take this out, it says 1971. So that's the date that the Bronze Age apparently was started. And if you go to the end, we're looking at 1984. So from 1971 to 1984, this is the time that they would call the Bronze Age. I really like this one because it's pretty much like a brother or a sister a card set to the one I just showed you, which was the Silver Age. So the Silver Age came before, like 1960s, and then now we're getting to the Bronze Age. So what is the Bronze Age about? The artwork has changed a little bit. It's kind of grown up. It's kind of neat. You can kind of see it's a little more adult in the way it looks, less cartoony. They're getting into more realism. Over time, Marvel is going to become more and more realistic in the way it's drawn. So the Bronze Age is pretty neat. These cards right here, again, they have the same white outline banner taking up some of the card image. And on this one, they've actually put Bronze Age on each of the cards. I'm not sure if I like that. For me, I don't mind them putting like the 1971 in the corner if that's what they want to do. For me, I don't even like either of those. I don't like the fact that they have Bronze Age in 1971 actually written on the front. I would rather, I mean, I get it. It's a Bronze Age set and you want to say that. You could easily say that on the back. But on this card set, I would like to just see this image. That would be really cool just to see this Spider-Man image. But that's the artistic license that Rittenhouse has decided to go with. And so, again, there's no original artwork that was created for these cards. These are, again, reprints from the comics. So let me go ahead and show you these as we go through them. So we go through the Bronze Age 1971. 1972. A lot of really great images there. I really like this one right here, of course, one of the most iconic scenes in Marvel history. And I like how they've done it by removing the background and just showing the Spider-Man image here, Spider-Man and Gwen Stacy. Pretty awesome. This is a weird picture of Thanos. Check this out. It looks very skinny compared to most of the times you see Thanos. Definitely, I think Thanos's image has changed over time to make him more bulky, but pretty cool. Of course, the introduction of Wolverine right here. Wolverine's first appearance in Hulk, and here he is. It's interesting how they went with a kind of very short, what I guess you call this helmet pieces right here. This black part, and of course in his new costume, they raised it up a lot. This is an awesome image right here. This Nova, and look at that. That's so cool. I really like this card here. It shows Nova just, Super Saiyan going, rah. This is really neat how they've done that card. I like the use of black space on this as well. This is a really, really nice image they pulled from the comics. This one, of course, too, man, this is awesome. Dark Phoenix here holding her arms out. Just wide. I really like the symmetry in this image. Look at the artist here. Who is this? See, this is Dave Cockrum has made this image here. Really awesome how he's just very awesome symmetry. Right down the middle, you can even see right down the middle of her shirt, this line that kind of separates the left and the right of the image. Very symmetrical. Awesome. Great image. Really good. Okay, this is a really nice picture of Spider-Man. This card is just fantastic. I love Spider-Man. I always like Spider-Man. I think some of the cards that I hope to show you later will show how awesome Spider-Man is to draw on cards. He's just really great, especially this one. He's kind of like bursting through this image with this blue background haloing above his head. Really cool design, really cool concept right here on how this artist has drawn him. Another great one right here in the middle. I love how this set has chosen some really iconic images to go in the middle. I guess when Rittenhouse was putting this together, they were like, man, that would be great to go in the centerpiece of how people are going to put these into a 9-card sleeve. The image in the middle is probably the first one a lot of people see. Another great image of Hawkeye. Man, this is fantastic. How he's kind of staring you down as he's shooting this arrow straight at you. Fantastic image of Wolverine. You can see already by 1982, a few years later, his whole image has changed with the headpieces just going straight up. Pretty awesome. Really great card right there. And of course, one of the most iconic scenes in Marvel history, Bullseye killing Elektra. Boom. That's a really awesome image. I like how that's done. Notice how there's like no blood bursting out. Little bit of red there. It's really neat how they did that without being too graphic. Really cool. And check this out, man. This one is cool. This one is awesome with Thor looking up to the heavens. Maybe he's calling to Heimdall, and he's holding this hammer. Man, this is just a fantastic piece of art right here. Man, really good, great artwork. Last page here. This is the last page of the Marvel Bronze Age. So as you can see, this set it's good. It's not that great. I think that there's definitely some room for improvement here. But again, this set is not originally designed for these cards. These are reprint from the comics, but it's still, with some variations. I'll take that back. With some variations, like I said, because they've removed the image here and added this purple background. So some of these images, I shouldn't say it's completely unoriginal. It's not just reprints. They have done some alterations here, but very minor alterations. Let me go ahead and show you the back. I like this back better than the back of the Silver Age, because on here there's definitely goes into a lot more detail. So you can see the issue number. Let me show you here. You can see the issue number right here. You can see the date of this comic. Shows it right here. Front art by Neil Adams. So I guess some work did go into this. I guess the original creator was Neil Adams, but whoever brought it back into onto this card has done some slight changes to it. And right here, it kind of goes into a lot more detail than I think the Silver Age did. It also comes with a checklist. So speaking a little bit on that, if you are a collector and you are wanting to get into collecting cards, there's one thing you need to know about card collection is that you have what's called your base set, and then you have different chase cards. And the chase cards are the ones that are kind of extremely valuable. The base set itself, like for instance, this one again is about $10, $10 for this base set for a very nice looking card set. That eventually will, the value will increase over time. For me, I don't really look at it that way. I don't ever intend on selling my comics. One day, I guess when I die, they'll be passed on to my kids. But I don't ever intend on selling these and making a profit or anything. So to me, it's not about the value over time. But if you're into that, hey, if you want to look at this as an investment, this is definitely a great place to start. There's only a limited amount of these Rittenhouse Archives printed out. So eventually, the price will change over time. But for now, this is a great starting point. So how would I rate these two? If I had to give these a rating out of 10, I would say the Silver Age, I would rate a little bit higher. I think the artwork is definitely, to me, it stands out more. There's a lot less happening on some of these pages. Some of these pages from the Silver Age are just much busier. I like the icons they've added on the front, but absolutely that is not really that necessary. And the back, I don't know. I think that there's definitely room for improvement. The back is a little darker, and the paper is a lot darker than the front. You could tell they put most of the gloss and the sheen when they were printing these off. They put most of the gloss and sheen on the front side and didn't save very much of that sheen for the back side. So it's kind of darker. It's kind of hard to tell in this camera, but I would say this set. Excuse me one moment. I would say this set is going to be 6 out of 10. If you're a starting collector, if this is where you started out, this is a great start. It's not one of the best Marvel comic card sets out there, but again, it's a great starter set. Super cheap, $10 starting out. You really can't get any cheaper than that. So Fantastic card set. Again, this is Marvel's Silver Age, or sorry, Avengers Silver Age by Rittenhouse Archives. All right, the second one, Marvel Bronze Age. How would I rate that? Again, I think I would give it the exact same rating. I'm not a fan of these icons that they've, or these bars that they've added on here in 1970 and Bronze Age. I mean, that's cool, but I would rather just see the image. So I would probably give this, again, a 6 out of 10. Great starting point. Not super original work for the card itself, even though it's, of course, the original work is amazing, straight from the comics of these original artists like Jim Lee. But what I'm saying is that this artwork wasn't made specifically for this card. This is not new original artwork that was created for the card. So I would say, again, 6 out of 10 for this set from Marvel's Bronze Age. Okay, so that's my rating. I hope you guys have enjoyed watching this, and hopefully you learned a little bit of things. Hopefully this will inspire you to get out and become a collector to start off your comic collection. Please like and subscribe if you want to see more of these videos. I'd like to make more. I'd like to go through all my card sets when I have time, and I'd like to, I'd love to have you as a subscriber and a follower. So please hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, and I'll keep making more of these videos. Also, if you have anything you want to add to the conversation, please comment in the comments below. I would love to hear your thoughts on how I can make these videos a little bit better. But also, if you have anything to teach me, I would love to hear from you. I'm always willing to learn and grow from the community. So I would love to hear your thoughts on this set. What do you think? Would you rate it a 6 out of 10? Or would you go a little bit higher or lower compared to the card sets you have? What would you say? Let me know in the comments below. All right. Have a great day. See you later. Again, my name is, you can call me Samurai or Samurayan, and I will catch you on the other side. See you later, everybody. Bye.